Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is a sound off on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So yeah, I know my sound offs for Salt Lake City, they've been real inconsistent, but I'm gonna be real with y'all. It's not a bad season, but everybody getting on my nerves. Like I had to realize, like, damn, the only person not getting on my nerves this season is Jen. And I don't even like her. Last season, Whitney, Mary, and Heather were my faves. This season, they are getting on my nerves. Every single one of them are getting on my... Jenny getting on my nerves, and I thought I was going to love her. Mary getting on my nerves. Meredith getting on my nerves. Lisa is getting on my nerves. Whitney, everybody getting on my nerves. I'm still going to watch, but... I'm just saying something when Jen is the only one. And Jen ain't really been on the show. Maybe that's why she ain't getting on my nerves. I don't know. But so the ladies are back from their trip from Vail, and they're catching their husbands up on the big blow up that happened on their last day there. Mary's telling her husband, she's like, they're trying to compare me to Jen. And she was like, I don't know what that's about. He said, oh, I know what that's about. That's that Utah mess. Pretty much he's saying they're being racist. It's kind of look, Mary and her church and what she got going on is real questionable, okay? It's real questionable. But y'all don't have the evidence to compare her to Jen. And that was not cool. So they got a point there. Jenny is telling her husband, and she's just like, I don't understand why Meredith, why they treating Jen the way that they are. Everybody's ready to turn their backs on her and they don't know anything. She said, but I don't understand why Meredith would contact the PI because she got threatening text messages. She was like, instead of going to the police and filing a report, she hired a PI. Who does that? And she got a point. Who does that? But Meredith is really going to get on my nerves if I hear her say one more time that Jen was harassing her family or terrorizing her. Whatever it is that she's saying, terrorize. Look, Meredith is getting on my damn nerves. Jen did not terrorize your family. Welcome to Housewives, okay? This is what to do. This is what people do. They do harass y'all. They will get on your nerves. If you can't take it, then please exit stage left, because I have to hear you say one more time that Jen was terrorizing your family for 2 years. Like, girl, zip it. You are so obnoxious with that. Her liking a tweet or retweeting some stuff, like, girl, if you don't go sit down somewhere. Oh. So while Lisa is talking to her husband and, letting him know everything, Jen, she gets a text message from Jen, and Jen is like, hey, this is my new phone number. I've been trying to reach out to you. And so Lisa is pretty much like, I ain't fooling with Jen. Yeah, I don't want no parts. She's trying to say it in a nice way for the cameras, but she don't fool with Jen no more. And I mean, hey, I can't really blame her for that, It is what it is. Next, Jen calls Heather. And Heather answers her phone. And Heather was like, oh my God, are you okay? What's going on? And she was like, yeah, can we meet up for lunch? So they agree to meet up for lunch. They meet up for lunch and they're talking, and she's saying how she's realizing who her friends are and who aren't really her friends, and how people are not calling her. People are ducking her. And it's like, girl, yeah, that's kind of what happens when, the feds come looking for you. Don't nobody want to be involved with that. And Jen is just like, I really need a friend right now. I really need a friend. And Heather is like, girl, I'm your friend. I am here for you. And Heather gets on my nerves sometimes, but I think she is a good person to be a friend sometimes. I might have to take that back later on in this video. But she seems like somebody like you feel like you could talk to. I mean, it is what it is. You know what? Are they really friends, though, on this show? Like, all the other cities, we kind of know the history of the friendships. At least the first cast, right? We know. Like, we knew with Sheree, Nene, Kim, they were really friends. And then they added Lisa and Deshawn. But the other three were real friends. Jill Zarin was really friends with them girls. Sonia and Ramona, they really are friends. Potomac, Sharice was really friends with Karen, Giselle, and Robin. Like, she knew Robin before she had her children. Like, they were really friends. I don't know. I don't get that vibe from the Salt Lake City cast. Like, are they really friends? Did they meet because of the show? It feels that way. Like, Jen really was trying to let us think that her and Meredith were really friends. But then, I don't know. Meredith and Lisa, they say that they've been friends for, what, 10 years? I can believe that a little bit. But the rest of y'all, like, literally, y'all was 7 strangers that met. Like, y'all the real world. Y'all the real world, Salt Lake City. I don't know. But anyways, Heather is letting us know how she felt while she was going through her divorce. So she's going to be the friend, the type of friend to Jen that she needed while she was going through her rough patch while getting a divorce. And I mean, that's cool, you know? So Jen is explaining what happened. Like, she's explaining what happened the day she was arrested. She's explaining how she said that she got the phone call from Sharif's phone, but it wasn't Sharif. And she said normally it's somebody, I don't know if it's assistant coach, I don't know who it is, but normally somebody else be handling it. So she said she really did think something was wrong with Sharif. I don't know if I believe that, but whatever. And so she was saying how when they was driving, the car pulled up beside them, and then there was a car behind them, and she said she thought she was getting kidnapped. I don't know if I believe that either, but that is probably a little scary. Maybe she felt like, the worst. Her imagination took over. I don't know. I wasn't there. But she said they take her in there, like, we're taking you into custody. She was like, well, who are you guys? And she was like, they say we're from New York. We're here to arrest you. They take her to one building. She says she did not know anything until she walked in the room and she saw Stu. And she said they cuffed her to a chair, and she was terrified. She was like, where's my phone call? What do I do? She said what she did not know is before they snatched her up, that's when they raided the house looking for her. And that's when they pulled out the guns on her nephews and her son. And I make a lot of jokes, but when I say I was crying, like, I felt so bad for those boys, because Jen, if she stole them old people's money, she need her ass whooped for that, okay? But those young boys, they got, like, that has to be traumatizing. They made those boys go outside in t-shirts in the freaking snow, and y'all holding big ass guns on these kids. That broke my heart watching that. Like, I was literally crying. Like, what? Who does that? Them boys did not deserve that. Like, y'all was getting her for a nonviolent crime. Y'all had to really put them type of guns on them children? That shit hurt my heart. That really upset me. It really did. It upset me when I watched it the first time. And when they showed the flashbacks on today's episode, it really upset me. It really did. I didn't like that. And at first I was mad that Bravo showed it. But now I don't know. Maybe people need to see, maybe they need to see that. I don't know. But I know it upset me. It really did. And Jen was like, she was crying. She done had so many stuff in her face, injected in her face. So she probably couldn't cry the way she wanted to. But you could see she was upset and she felt horrible. She was like, they did this because of something that I did that happened to my kids. And she kept saying how, like, we tell our boys, y'all black boys, if the police pull y'all over, if the police ever stop y'all be polite, y'all be real, y'all be obedient, y'all do whatever they say, because you just never know what could happen. And we know what be happening. We know what be happening. The wrong move, if you flinch wrong, you could become a hashtag. It's upsetting, but it is what it is. And I don't blame her. I would tell if I had children, I would tell them the same thing. Like, you be, whatever you got to do to come back home safe to me, you do it. I felt for Jen in that moment, because whatever she did, her children and her nephews, they didn't deserve that. They shouldn't have to pay for her mistakes. So Heather is wondering if Stewart's family was subjected to the same treatment. And Jen was like, I don't know. She said, I didn't even see Stewart. I didn't even know anything until I walked into the room and he was in there and he was saying to me, sorry. Heather was like, girl, what's really tea? Like, do you guys, is he your business partner? What's going on? And Jen is like, he's not my business partner. You know, we worked on certain things before. He used to be my assistant, but he's had several businesses that he runs. And she's just trying to put as much distance between them. And then, you know, they run the flashback of when he was on the computer doing something and she was like feeding him. And she was like, you see, I'm a good boss. I'm feeding you while you're making me money. And yeah, that don't look too good for you, Jen. I will say this, and don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me, okay? I'll be watching Trap Queens. You know, I've watched a couple of episodes of Trap Queens, right? And some of the white collar crimes, like literally, some of the things that these women were doing was all within the law. Like it was all legal stuff, right? And then of course they get a little greedy. And they do one thing that would seem harmless. And it's all the difference. Like, it's a thin line. Like, you would think legal and illegal is a thick line there. Sometimes it's really not. Literally, they were running different types of businesses and credit this and repair the credit repair, different things like that, right? And they literally would do one or two things that they shouldn't have done, and it don't even seem like much of a thing, and it landed them in prison for 20, 30, 15, 20 years. So I can believe a little bit that maybe Jen was not fully aware that what she was doing was wrong, especially if she's not the one conducting the day-to-day work. Whitney broke it down for us. What Jen was doing is a legal thing. It's quite possible that Stewart misled her and said, let's do this. We can make so much more money. And she fell for it and they agreed to do it. And boom, you're in trouble. It's possible. But then I also feel like somewhere along the line, maybe Jen found out that what she was doing wasn't quite on the up and up. I believe she knew them feds were coming. That day, she knew the feds were coming. I don't think at the beginning of the season when she was showing everyone her closet, I don't think she knew then. I don't think she knew then. But that day when they came to arrest her, Jen knew something was up. She was starting to know something. I don't know, but we're going to find out. I haven't watched the Hulu special yet. I'm going to try to watch that. And then I'm going to let y'all know. I'm going to let y'all know then. Heather tells Jen how Lisa was acting real, you know, she was acting real funny once the feds showed up, and she was calling her lawyers and doing the most and doing all this extra, and she was changing her tone about how she wasn't sure she wanted to support Jen. She didn't want to be her friend. She didn't want nothing to do with Jen. She gives Jen all the tea. She lets her know, girl, Meredith is not fucking with you, girl. She is not your friend. She is not fooling with you. And Jen is confused, like, what? She's still mad? Like, what's the problem? Just because of this? Girl, I can't really blame them for not wanting to be around you now. Like, come on. But anyways, Jen is just saying they're going to owe me the biggest apology when my name is cleared because I'm innocent and I did not do what they're accusing me of. And it's like, girl, don't hold your breath. They're not apologizing to you for nothing. So Whitney is with Justin and they're having dinner. She's talking about her relaunch or her rebranding of her skincare line. And Justin got some concerns. So Whitney is trying to dismiss her little baby girl. And baby girl's like, girl, I want to listen. Like, don't dismiss me. I was that child. I was that child. But I made myself invisible because I wanted all the tea, okay? I was that little girl. But anyway, she's saying how they've invested a lot of their money into it. And right now, Justin is concerned. Like, you know, when he's like, he makes it clear. He just spills it out for you. He's an older person. He's concerned that if he doesn't, you know, he's going to probably go before Whitney. And he wants to leave his children money, and he also wants to leave her money. And right now, if something were to happen, they're not sitting too pretty. And so she starts looking like, So he's like, how are we gonna get our money back? Like, what's really going on? And she's like, I applied for a line of credit because I still need more money. And it just seemed like, Whitney, what you over there doing? Because the way you sound the other day when you was talking about Jen's business, girl, I thought you had everything together. What's really good, girl? She's talking about she applied for a line of credit for $1 million. I don't think you're going to be getting that. But you know, whatever. But she's looking like she gonna be looking like Toya from Married to Medicine next season. She got a storyline already in the works because this right here, what she doing with her business, it sounds real silly. Whitney admits in her confessionals that, you know what, yeah, I'm risking everything. I'm risking my business, my man, my money. I'm risking everything, girl. And it's like, girl, you better quit playing. You better stop minding everyone's business and mind your own and mind the business that you want to pay you. Quit playing. So Mary, she has a lady stop by that's supposed to organize her closet, and like they're looking through the things, and the lady's taking a scope of the closet, and another lady is like, what is this? I think she has herself a challenge. I don't think she ever seen nothing like this. The way she ain't look too optimistic about how this is gonna go. And we realized like Mary's a hoarder, but I thought we knew that last season. Cause didn't she have her cousin help her organize her closet all of last season? I guess it didn't work out. Now she's hiring someone who does this for a living. And yeah, it just look, girl. I would love to visit Mary because she was like, girl, if you see anything you want, you just take it. Mary got all the labels. Like, yes, Mary, invite me to your house, girl. I'll help you organize. Mary admits that, you know, she bonds with her things, with her possessions, instead of her family, because she hasn't talked to her family in like 20 years. And that really hurt my feelings. Like, I was like, damn. She said she hadn't talked to her mother in over 20 years. And that's really sad. Like, I hope that they can mend it. You know, last episode, Heather was reaching out to her sister. Mary and your mama, like, Mary's mama, please reach out to your child. Please. I don't like that. Like, I couldn't imagine my mom being alive and I not speak to my mom. Like I was obsessed with my mom. I could not imagine my mom being alive and I don't talk to my mom. Like, I never went 2 days without talking. Ooh, I don't wish that on nobody. Like, unless your mama is a nut and she just has to be, you know, arms, she got to stay away from you, then I understand. But, ooh, child, that's really sad. Like, I said this earlier, Mary's life just seems real lonely. She has a husband, she has a child, but it just seems so lonely. Like, and now these girls are after her. It feels like a witch hunt. And I'm not saying she's not guilty. Like, look, we all saw the video that was floating around where she was talking to her congregation, talking about y'all some poor people. Y'all only gave me 3 envelopes for my birthday. Mary, we're going to have to talk about that at the reunion. But I feel like they're on a witch hunt for her. Like, all of y'all got some questionable stuff in y'all past. I don't like how everybody's coming at her. Because if we gonna be honest, me right here, the only reason I had any interest of watching Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is because of Mary. The moment they said the new Housewives show was gonna be Salt Lake City, I was like, yeah, I'll pass. If it wasn't for the pandemic and because Mary is on that show, these 2 eyes would not have ever tuned in. So y'all need to talk to Mary nice. I don't like how y'all been doing her, and she been getting on my nerves too, but I don't like how y'all been coming for Mary. So the Boring Twins, they link up to go ride a horse, and they so boring that they put the horse to sleep. Like, the horse was so groggy and sleepy. He was like, y'all talking about nothing. I don't care what y'all talking about. He was barely trying to do anything. And so Meredith was like, I think the horse's name was Blue. So Meredith was like, I think Blue is really sleepy. Yeah, because you're talking, girl. You sound like the guy from the Visine commercial. You can put anybody to sleep, girl. But both of you guys are so boring. Y'all are really trying to earn y'all paychecks. And don't get me wrong, Lisa and Meredith are for sure earning their paychecks this season because last season they didn't do nothing. They didn't do anything last season. So this season, I'm going to give y'all kudos to y'all. Y'all are trying. Y'all are trying. I'll give that to y'all. Whatever. After their failed attempt of horseback riding, they go off to some room and they're talking about, you know, the group and the friendships, and they're talking about Jen. Of course, we don't want to hear nothing about y'all. So, of course, they're going to talk about the hot topic, which is Jen, and how Jen tried to reach out to her and how she wasn't interested in hearing anything from Jen. And she had finally seen, Lisa is saying how she had finally seen Jen, the Jen that everyone else was complaining about last season. And I always felt like Lisa only took Jen's side because she didn't want to look like she was racist. I never believed that her friendship with Jen was sincere. I never did. I wasn't buying it. So they're having this conversation, and Meredith is kind of like, girl, she treated me bad. What makes you think that she would treat you any better? She was terrorizing my whole family for 2 years. Meredith, you need to shut up. If you need to stop saying that. You really need to stop saying that. It's so annoying. She's not feeling Jen. What I thought was weird though, she was like, Jen is not a real friend to me. She only wants to be my friend when she wants support from me. And then they show a clip, I think when they went snow tubing, and Jen was over there dancing, I think with Heather. And Lisa didn't want her talking to Heather. She wanted her to be over there with her. Is that why she's not a friend to you? Girl, I guess. So Jenny takes her daughter to a Vietnamese restaurant because she says she wants to introduce the girls to Vietnamese culture and let them know that Vietnamese culture is not the same as Chinese culture. Let them know, girl, let them know. So she takes her daughter to do the tasting because she said her daughter is very picky. She has, extreme taste buds. If her daughter likes it, she knows that the other women will like it. And I like her daughter. Baby girl is telling the truth. She was like, yeah, that has a really strange texture. Y'all know about this one? Ooh, this one is good. She ain't telling no lies to spare nobody's feelings. So Jen has arranged a Popeye spread for Coach Shaw. And she's talking to him and she's pretty much just venting about how she feels like now she knows who her true friends are. People have abandoned her. She ain't talked to people. So many people who she's supported, they ain't even trying to call her or reach out to her or anything they've heard. And it's like, yeah, Jen, people get scared when they hear that the feds is after you. Everybody ain't living right. So people might be scared. And even the ones that's living right, they still scared. So girl, you have to, you just have to relax. You just got to take care of you right now and relax, okay? But she specifically says how we've helped your family for so much. We've helped your family so much in the past. We've done so much for them. We've gone above and beyond, and I haven't heard from any of them. And Coach Shaw was like, what you trying to say? And he starts to use his outside voice with Jen. But he lets her know, he was like, look, Jen, I've been a gatekeeper. I'm trying to make sure that only certain people talk to you. You switched phones. They may not know how to reach you. They may not be able to contact you. And then I thought about it. I was like, yeah. Jen, if you got a new phone, maybe they don't have your number. But I understand how she's feeling. Like, oh my God, I can't believe everybody should have been trying to break the door down to make sure you're okay. But at the same time, sometimes people just want to digest what they've read and heard, and then they'll reach out to you later, But I get where she's coming from. But her husband is like, I'm here. I got you. My family got you. I could tell you straight up, my parents and my siblings, they got you, girl. Relax. And I'm with Coach Shaw, girl, you need to relax. You need to really figure out what's about to happen with you. The ones that ain't around you, they're not around you. The ones that are around you, cling to them and forget about the rest. Because, girl, this is about to be a battle. You in for the fight of your life. But Jen is just expressing damn, I don't know what to do. I can't imagine not being able to see my kids, my son graduating. And her younger son is only 15. I don't know why I thought he was older. Yo, that is I'm sorry. I felt really bad for her. That's really tough. That's really tough because Coach Shaw is already super, super, super busy. Whew. Jen, girl, what have you done? This is a lot. This is a lot, Jen, because Jen, the people say you going to jail. The people say you going to jail, girl. I don't know if you getting out of... and honestly, if you really, truly did not know what you were doing, the feds don't care nothing about that. Oh, Jen. Girl, I feel so bad for her kids. I really do, especially the younger one. Jen, girl, you better... I hope that lawyer... She said the lawyer is $1 million retainer. Yo, Jen, you in trouble. That $1 million retainer, he better get you off. If you got to pay him all that kind of money, you better not go to jail at all. Ooh, child, this is upsetting my spirit. I gotta stop talking about this. Let's get to the next one. So Whitney is having a photo shoot. I guess this is part of the promotion for her rebrand, and she's changing her business from Iris and Beau to Wild Rose. But you know what I don't understand? If you're changing the name, why are you still wearing Iris and Beau? I'm confused, girl, but okay, girl. Anyways, Heather is happy. She's like, yeah, girl, you doing that, girl, you doing that. Jenny shows up and she was just like, okay, so they're taking pictures with the dog. Where's the product? I didn't even think about that. You right, girl. So Jenny was like, yeah, she needs to fire whoever coordinated this. They did her wrong. She needs to fire them ASAP because this is not how you do this. She wasn't impressed. Jenny was not impressed. She was like, But anyways, Jenny is no fool. They talking and she's like trying to invite them to her dinner that she wants to throw. And so I think someone said, are you inviting Jen? And she was like, I'm inviting Jen. Why wouldn't I invite Jen? Jenny is not about to let y'all ice out the other woman of color, not on her watch. Okay? She was like, y'all not about to do that to my girl, Jen. I'm inviting her, and I'm here for that. Like, girl, invite who you want to. It's your party. Whitney, girl. Whitney, you was one of my faves last season. And at the beginning of this season, you're starting to get on my nerves. So Whitney throws out there, like, you know, Lisa brought Cameron strategically to kind of drop something in Meredith's lap, and she wants Meredith to run with it, but Meredith ain't running with it. She was like, so I took it upon myself to call Cameron up, and I was on the phone with him for 3.5 hours. And they were like, well, you gonna tell us what she said, what Cameron said? And she was just like, I don't know, because, you know, if we're gonna do this, I need everyone to have my back. Do what? What are you trying to do? That was not your business. If you already peeped the scene and you saw what Lisa was up to, why did you involve yourself? They already showed you that they would not have your back in Vail. They showed you already that they didn't have your back. Why would you involve yourself in this mess? You got a lot of things you need to be worried about. They looking at her like, I did not like how Jenny was like, yeah, Lisa don't have time to set up all this. Yes, she does. Lisa been saying that you gonna look real stupid when you watch this back. Lisa has been plotting and planning the entire season, and she's not even that good at it. She absolutely has the time. Lisa also said, I don't remember was she talking to her husband? I don't remember who she was talking to. I think she was talking to Meredith when she was like, bad weather, Whitney and Heather, that all they do is they obsess over her. They count little Lisa Barlow's when they're going to sleep. It was like, girl, shut up. Ain't nobody thinking about you that hard. Now, Whitney is kind of upset. I don't want to say she's obsessing over Lisa. She's just onto you, Lisa. You can't, as simple as Whitney acts, she's onto you and she just peeps your shit. She peeps your game. But I don't know if she's obsessed. The only thing I will say is Whitney really don't have that much of a storyline. So maybe that's why she's always in your business. But you in everybody else's business too. You up in Mary's business. You up in Jen's business. You be in people's business too, girl. Don't act like you above it. You're not. But Jenny got her back. Jenny was like, yeah, she don't have the time for all of that. She does. But I don't know. I like the stance that Jenny is taking for Jen because, yeah, Jen is obnoxious. I did not like Jen Shah last year. I did not like Jen Shah. But this season, she's toned it down. And, yeah, she's been missing from the last couple of episodes. But I don't know. I don't really like how they handling her. Somebody was saying something about they feel bad for Jen Shah and not Erica. It's two different things. It's two different things. And I'm not saying Jen is right because if she did that shit, she wrong. And she gonna have to answer to the law. The feds are not gonna let this go, right? She's going to indeed answer for what she did. But at least, I don't know. I guess it's just the way that we're receiving the information. It's kind of like we watch Erica for years paint this story for us. And then this season, she kind of played in our face, talking about she was in this abusive relationship and she didn't have control of her money and she was going through all of this and the car flipped over 10 times and it turned into a transformer. Erica was playing in our face, okay? Jen, we're actually seeing her go through this. Like, she's going to have to answer for what she did. So it's a little different. Erica got off scot-free. Her husband, he's pretending to have dementia, so he's getting off scot-free as well. We're going to actually have to see Jen go through consequences. And then another thing, people were like, you know, Coach Shaw, comparing Coach Shaw to Erica. I don't know if Coach Shaw knew what Jen... Actually, I think Coach Shaw did know what Jen was up to. I feel like that is the reason why last season, he put a lot of distance between himself and Jen. I feel like he knew a little something wasn't quite right, but he didn't have time to deal with it because he's always busy. He's always on the run. He got a lot to go. He got a lot going on. He didn't have time to really babysit Jen and make sure everything was on the up and up. But I think he might have been a little suspicious because he was never at the house. The people found the real house that they lived in. If y'all remember the very first episode, I'm going to go back and watch it. But the very first episode of Salt Lake City season 1, Coach Shaw put already cooked sausages in the pan. They were already cooked when they was in the pan. And he was cooking sausage. Aren't you guys Muslim? Y'all don't eat pork. Anyways, I don't know. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I've been real reluctant to say I feel bad for Jen, but I really do feel bad for Jen. I do. She's actually going to go to jail for this. Like, unless the Lord just really swoops in and she gets a Christmas miracle, look like she's going down for this stuff. I caught her saying that Stewart told her sorry. So I don't know if Stewart is going to take the fall for her, or if Stewart really was the mastermind. He was doing stuff, and unbeknownst to Jen, he was doing illegal stuff unbeknownst to Jen. We don't know, but it's looking like your girl is going to go. It's not looking too good for her. It's not looking too good for you, Jen. I'm not going to lie. I feel terrible. But if you defrauded the old people, I feel terrible for them more. So I don't know. We're going to see. I'm going to try to be more consistent with SLC, especially now since Potomac is on hiatus. But anyways, this is my sound off. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.